Okay, so welcome back to Black Man Problems. I am Anthony Brown.
And I am Ciaran Callum.
And first of all, we want you to subscribe. Everyone subscribe now.
You have 10 seconds to comply.
Have you done it yet? Good, that's good. Leave some comments as well too. And today's topic is a fun one, and it kind of explains why we're dressed this way today. We thought we'd smarten it because we feel appearance is everything in this topic. And what's the topic?
Life hacks for dating apps.
Boom! I was like, it even rhymes and shit. Oh! Life hacks for dating apps. And the first one I want to talk about is Tinder, because I learned a new life hack on that through a friend of mine. And he was like, just before Christmas, and he was like, oh mate, you're using Tinder wrong, because the usual way you use Tinder is you go through it, you swipe right for the girls that you like, and you swipe left for the ones you dislike.
Is that just not what you should do?
That's what you should do normally. He was there on his phone, and I swear he was watching television as he did it, and he was just like this. Anthony, get me a drink. I goes, dude, what you doing? Oh, mate, this is how I use Tinder. I goes, what are you doing it like that for, man? You're going to get loads of like horrible ones that you don't like. He goes, oh, it don't matter. He's playing a numbers game. He says he will go through all, he'll just burn through it, and then he'll get a load of likes through that, load of matches, I should say, and then he will then sift through the ones that he then likes and talk to them, and the ones that he just thinks are like not his type, he'll just like block them and ignore them. But he gets a lot more likes quicker doing it that way. And I thought, fucking hell, that's ingenious. To the extent it's so good that a lot of people started using that technique. Tinder changed their they changed something in Tinder basically where you can only have so many likes a day, because people had cottoned up to this technique, and you have to pay now for the service of being able to have as many likes as you want a day.
See, that's that's an interesting strategy. But my ego wouldn't let me do that.
Why?
Because like when I use Tinder,
Pray tell.
well, okay, allow me to indulge you. So when I use Tinder, I'm basically using Tinder. I'm looking to see whether or not I like a girl. I'm not going to tap like if I don't like you.
Yeah, you want to get the right one.
Yes, and there's also a little something that doesn't really like the idea of tapping like, and then like do you not get that moment when like you tap like on Tinder and then you wait to see?
To go,
yeah,
or not? Yes,
wait for that
definitely
moment.
yes.
You know what I mean? And it's like it takes like a second and a half to two. But when it happens, you're like, yes, and when it doesn't, you're like, oh, like you feel a sting of rejection.
Yeah, it's horrible, especially if it's one that you really liked.
Yes.
You know, I get a little bit cocky sometimes if I do get that like after I've been waiting, like match, and you see those two circles come side to side, and you like this. Sometimes I like to tease myself a little bit and just put the phone down, like I'm gonna check that later. I might just keep swiping, come back to that one. I start getting cocky, which I shouldn't do, but
I'll tell you when I get cocky.
What?
When like I'll match like two girls in a row. Like it's rare. It's rare, but every time you match one, it's like,
oh, I'm pimping right
you think
now.
It's sick. You think and like it spurs you on to continue.
You do feel like you're sick.
Because like you've been swiping for let's say half an hour or however long it's been, and nothing's happened, and then you get a match. It's like yes, and then you continue, and then I got a match again like 2 seconds. Yes,
and then there is the polar opposite to that, where you've been working Tinder like it was a job almost, and you're getting no likes whatsoever. And know what you start doing then? And don't lie and say that you don't. You start to downgrade. You start to say, I'm going to stop aiming so high. Don't you? And you start going, I'm going to...
maybe she does look alright actually.
Yeah. Maybe she's got a
she's got a
great
nice
personality. She's into a few things.
She
I'm going to
seems
downgrade it a bit.
Well-read, articulate.
And that's when that
vocabulary
happens.
is very important in a woman.
And then, when you match with them, you know what happens when you downgrade? You forget you downgraded that day. You get a match and you're like, fuck, I don't remember matching with this one. I'm not into her. And then you never speak to them, and it's just a wasted use of Tinder.
However, getting back to the topic of life hacks for dating apps, I have a far more efficient version of the hack you just mentioned. So effectively, I discovered an app the other day called Tinder Flame. It's either called Tinder Flame or...
Yoga, flame.
Exactly.
But with Tinder in front.
Tinder Flame.
Tinder, flame.
Either
Anyway.
Tinder Flame or Flame for Tinder. It's one of the two. So it's on the...
We'll put it up on screen.
It's on the App Store. But basically the point is this, right? What it does is it shows you people who have already liked you on Tinder.
Oh! You hear that? That's sick!
It already shows you. So basically I log into it about once a day.
Yeah.
And basically I log in and it'll say, okay, show me in the flames. I click and then it will just load up. The thing will spin in a circle. And then it will just pull up a list of profiles. And like, these are the women who have liked you on Tinder. So then all I then need to do is look at their profiles individually, evaluate them, weigh up the pros and cons. Am I attracted to this woman? Yes or no? Could I see us making beautiful music together? If the answer is yes, then then you can activate the match and then you get to talking. And I have had fantastic.
It's working for you, yeah.
It works like a charm.
Splendid.
No. It works
Really?
swimmingly.
Really?
It works swimmingly. So you can sit there and do all of this if you want.
But this app just darked it up.
Basically,
Just
yeah.
dark
It's
it up.
exactly the same thing.
Yeah.
It's exactly, but it just shows you everyone's. So I was like, okay, I'll go for you, and I won't go for you.
Now that is actually a proper.
Yeah. So to all you guys out there who may not be getting the level of
Clientele that you want to be getting in.
The level of female attention that you require from Tinder, well, that's an option.
So for you guys that are struggling for the right first thing to say when you're talking, once you've got the match basically, you're like, what do I say first? Because everyone struggles with that. Maybe try a completely different app that will help completely solve this problem. And that app is called Bumble. With my Bumble bling. Da, 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 da. Anyway, on Bumble, basically what I heard about Bumble is it was one of the partners of Tinder fell out with somebody or other, and she went off and made her own app, and the app that she made is called Bumble. The way this works is exactly the same as Tinder. It's probably actually a better layout, to be honest. And you pick the girls in the same way, right for yes and left to no, blah, blah, blah. You go for their pictures. But once you have a match, it is the girl's place to make the first move. Oh, that's it. All the hard work taken out of the equation for you. They have to, within a certain time period, I think it's like 24 hours or 72 or whatever it is, the girl has to make the first move.
And how many women actually use this app?
I think a lot of people do.
Yeah.
It's trialed and tested. I've used Bumble and I get replies back on it, and you can sit back knowing that she liked you enough to make the first move.
You know what, I have to admit, I do like the sound of that. So this isn't really a hack per se, just more of a common sense tip.
Okay.
But for all you guys out there who have ever tried to communicate with a woman online and not had the first freaking clue of what to send to her, not the first clue.
Tell me.
Well, okay,
Yeah.
so what I do is I will look at their profile
Yeah.
and comment about something based on the profile.
So true. I actually learnt this from a friend of mine. We called him Mr. Miyagi because he's like the greatest teacher when it comes. I'm not going to say your name because you can get in trouble with the girlfriend you're seeing. But he's one of my best friends, and yeah, he used to do the exact same technique. He would study it. This is like back in MySpace days as well. He'd listen to their music. He'd find out what kind of concerts were coming up to do with that music, and he'd actually do this. He actually said this once. He'd gone on her profile. He'd listen to the music that she'd loved, and like an artist she'd loved, and then he'd buy tickets too. He went this far, buy 2 tickets, and he'd say, "Hey, let me know if you want to come to see this artist. My friend pulled out. Let me know, like, first come, first serve. I've asked a couple of people. I thought you might like it." Now, she's probably at home thinking, oh, my God, I really want to go to this. I wonder if we're going to see it. And if she said yes, she goes with her. And if she said, oh, no, I can't make that. Or in fact, tell a lie, he hadn't even got the tickets yet. He hadn't got the tickets yet. But he would get them upon her saying yes, that's the one. Because he said if she said yes, he'd go buy the tickets. And if she said yes and he couldn't get the tickets, he'd say, so sorry, someone's already got there before you. Ingenious.
It is. it's a bit more effort than I'm willing
Oh
to
yeah,
put in.
he'd go far.
Okay, the extent I go to it is, say, for instance, I saw a girl who had on her profile, she said something like, I want a man who hugs me when I slap him, who kisses me when I tell him as an asshole, and who always pays for the first date or something. Words to that effect, you know. She said, I want a man who...
Asking a lot.
Whenever I lose my temper with him, he's going to do something really nice and show me that he cares. So I basically sent her a message saying, oh, so...
Fuck off, no.
Yeah, you're having a laugh, woman. You're having a serious laugh. Like, grow up. That's all I said. What I said is, oh, okay, so you're in the habit of slapping men and telling them that they're assholes. Something like that. You know what? I don't remember exactly what I said, but the point is I commented on that. She had that in her profile, and then I commented on that. Yeah. Whereas most guys would basically just say, oh, hey,
generic.
Hey, how's it going?
Don't do that, hey, how's it going? Go with something from the profile. Pick something out that you've seen in her pictures, something that she's written in her bio. Definitely pick something within there.
Because one thing that is quite important to the ladies is they like to believe that, they like to believe that you actually have looked at their profile and that you care about who they are as a person. Yeah. That they're not just a life support system for their genitalia.
You saw something special with her, and you've noticed, you've looked, and she's like, oh, okay, he's paid attention. Another hack, another tip, in fact, it's not a hack so much, but it's a tip, because women make this mistake more, but men might do it as well. But if you're on Tinder and you want a guy or a girl to pay attention to you, maybe have...
How do you do that?
The first picture be you, just you, and the next couple of pictures be just you in that picture, not you with a group of 5 or 4 other people.
Yeah.
You can't do that.
Yeah.
Who are you? Which one is it? I don't know which one it is.
You know what? Do you know how many times I've seen, like, I remember I was on Tinder the other day and I saw this girl's profile, and it's like she had like 4 pictures, and 5 of the 4 pictures, she had 4 pictures. All of the 4 pictures, 3 of the 4 pictures, many of the 4 pictures was basically her with loads of friends. And I'm like, which fucking one is it?
Yeah.
I did not have a clue. No. Yeah, you gotta think, right? Because especially guys, like girls can get away with stuff like that because men are desperate and men will just contact them anyway and say, oh, which one are you? But like as a guy...
Which would take a lot of effort to have to do and be a little bit like uncomfortable, but you could.
As a guy... You know, you can't do that. She needs to know categorically which one you are. If let's say Tinder allows you to have 5 pictures, I think, or 6.
Something like that.
Have one group shot. You do want one because it shows that you've got friends. Yeah, and that you're sociable. People like you. You're popular. Blah blah. All that good stuff. Women like a guy who's sociable and social, and is big in the scene.
Not a loner.
Yeah.
You gotta have a few friends.
But no, you want shots on your own. However, this is something I do, and something we discussed before filming. So what I do is this.
Oh, this is really interesting because I had a different opinion on this, so go ahead and tell this one.
Right.
You like this.
What I do is I have pictures of me with the sorts of women I want to attract on my dating profile. So that doesn't matter if it's Tinder, Match.com, Plenty of Fish, whatever. And there's a reason why I do that, because effectively women are looking at your profile and stuff, and they want to know, they want to get an idea of what kind of guy you are. So basically an attractive man will be attractive to other women, whether that's in a sexual context or in a personality, this guy's amazing context. You want the woman who's looking at your profile to know that hot girls like you, basically.
So my
rebuttal.
With that, I was like, doesn't that make you look like a player when you're with a load of different girls? Well, maybe not a load of different girls, but if you have certain girls within the picture, because this is something I would advise against.
Not necessarily.
But this works, and I think he's actually got a point with it.
It's all about how you do it, you see, because...
You can't be all over a girl like,
no.
big tits pushed up in your face, like, kissing her.
No.
So you've got a picture, basically. Can we show the pictures? Can we put them on screen?
Yeah. Let's put them on screen.
Okay then. So this is a good example of what it should look like within Tinder.
The girl that's in this picture with me, that's basically on the screen right now. She's wearing a massive sort of hoodie, that like a cardigan hoodie that comes over her head, and she's got like a nose ring here.
So that's the type of girl you want to bring in.
Kind of, yeah.
Yeah.
Like that's the kind of girl who you might find hanging around in.
You're using her as
Camden or
bait,
Shoreditch.
for other one.
Yeah.
And
To
it
be
works.
honest. Yes, it does.
So this is proven.
Because other girls, I changed my profile quite recently. I had images of me where I was like dressed up, kind of like I am now, actually. Yeah, like dressed up, looking very smart.
We dressed
very
up today.
dapper.
We dressed up for
very,
this
very
particular
smart,
subject.
very dapper, looking dapper.
Debonair.
Yeah.
Dapper dance right now.
Or the article Dan Gargons, you might say.
Yeah.
But basically, when I had pictures of me dressed like this, I was attracting a certain type of women. And even though I do like to look like this from time to time, women that dress like this aren't really sorts of women that I necessarily gel with long term.
Personality-wise.
Yeah, personality. Well, like, fine, I have nothing against them and blah, blah, blah. But I'm basically more Shoreditch than Mayfair.
Yeah.
So.
More Shoreditch than Mayfair. That's a song right there. Is that a song? It's not a song already, is it?
No.
I might write that. Proceed.
So, yeah. So having pictures, so there's that picture there, and then say there's a picture of me which was taken by my friend who's a photographer when wearing a face mask and holding up a sign that says 20%
Oh,
off.
yeah, that's a nice picture. Yeah.
It's a bit edgy. There's a picture of me and a mate, black guy, we're just sort of looking at each other, clearly having fun. Here it is. There's another picture of me at the Festival of Colour from a couple of years back, and I'm covered in paint. I'm in a group. This is a group shot with me and friends and stuff. But as you can see, basically, there's a pretty girl that I'm talking to. Who's actually my ex, but neither here nor there. And
Well, that type of thing.
yeah. And then the final picture, which should be on the screen right now, is basically me and my best friend's wife. And as you can see, there's nothing like sexual going on. Like, it doesn't make me look like a player. But at the same time, any woman looking at my profile will know that I am safe. And not only just safe as well, but like a fun guy to be around and not a loser.
So try that technique. Here's some bad examples of pictures with girls that you can have. Here's a few of mine. This is me in a party scene, and I think we're all in a shower here. And I'll put up a few more that you can sift through. I can't think of it, but I know I've got some ones that I can give you bad examples of.
You're a filthy guy, aren't you?
I can be. I can be. But I won't
Criminy.
display that.
Criminy, Mr. Brown.
Yeah, I wouldn't portray that on Tinder because
You'll just
it's like
portray it on YouTube in front of the whole world.
Yeah. It's another side. It's the old me. I've changed now. It's the old me. I'm a nice. I can't even think of the word because it's probably a lie, but I am a nice guy. I'm pretty nice for a black guy. We need to remake that song.
I see online dating as sort of like either being able to conduct a Google search for the type of person that I want, or allowing people to find me.
Right.
But it's literally like this. Like, if you're like a stamp collector, you're a 55-year-old stamp collector, and you want to meet another 55-year-old stamp collector, you need to make it clear that you're fucking into stamps.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
This is a really good point, yeah.
Yeah, you need to make that clear. If you don't make that clear, that that's important to you, and if you don't know it's important to you, you should like look at yourself and work out what it is that you're after.
Yeah.
If you don't make that clear, then you're going to be just attracting a very random hodgepodgey circle of people. So
be specific about yourself and your needs and what you're into.
Yeah. Who are you?
Because you want to kind of weed out the people that you're not actually going to get on with. Like, you got to have the same interests. That's what kind of makes a relationship work.
So most people, when writing about themselves on a dating profile, whether or not that's Tinder or Match or whatever, OkCupid, they will basically write something. They will either write nothing, which I think is terrible.
Always write something,
or they'll write something generic, which is designed to offend nobody. But you see, I don't think you should be concerned with offending nobody. You should be concerned with really attracting the people who are like you.
Yeah, the right exact person that's meant for you. And don't write something that you think other people want to hear. Literally tell the truth exactly to a T, no matter how embarrassing you think it might be, what your interests are. Because the likelihood is you're going to meet someone else who's got the same similar interests. and you'll
Yeah.
meet the right person. And a lot of people don't do that. In fact, probably 20% of the people do that, and the rest just kind of write what they kind of feel people want to hear.
Yeah.
And it doesn't work.
Yeah.
So if you're more true to yourself, you're going to definitely get
Yeah,
the right
and
person.
you know what? This actually kind of goes for just dating in general, actually, because you know, Chris Rock said, when you first meet someone, you're not meeting them, you're meeting their representative. And it's true. It's like people
it's
meet each
so
other,
true.
and it's like, you know, you'll meet a girl in a club, and you'll be talking to her, hey, what's going on? And you're trying to be the coolest, slickest, most articulate, most debonair, wealthiest version of you possible. And after a while, you stop caring, you stop trying as much, and then
You
this
be
girl
more
thinks,
you.
yeah. And then this girl thinks, oh, hold on, what happened to the guy I met? Oh, the guy I met was an illusion. I'm not sure I really like this new guy so much.
Yeah.
And I think that is a terrible way to conduct one's affairs. So, basically, in the real world and online, just basically say who you are.
Yeah,
because
be
if
you
you're-
as soon as you can.
If you like stamp collecting, right, but you really like stamp collecting, and you don't want to say it because you don't want people to go, this guy's a stamp collecting loser, fine, you'll probably get more people, but then those more people you're not going to get on with as much as like that woman who actually is a stamp collector and has been waiting to meet another guy who likes to collect stamps.
Exactly.
And
Think
to talk
about that feeling when you mention it and they go, oh my God, I can't believe you've said this. I love to do this. Have you seen this one? Blah, blah, blah. And then that's it. That instant connection. And before you know it, ba, 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 it's a relationship.
Yeah.
And marriage. And then a baby carriage. So those are our life hacks for dating apps. If you have any more questions that you want to ask us about,
Or if you're feeling out raps.
oh,
See how
then
that
you
rhymes?
can- yeah, and it rhymes. You put a clap in there, which rhymes with raps and apps and dating. And here I am, not masturbating.
And we're two guys, but we're not strapped. We ain't got gas. And
Oh.
that's a fact.
And we're both wearing hats. Oh, did you listen to that?
And my hat is a snapback.
Oh, and we're both black man problems. How
And if a
about
guy
that?
steps up to me, I'll give his jaw a crack.
Oh,
Hey, so
yeah,
Kira.
she's good.
Oh,
Joe.
sorry, Kira.
She got a PhD in porn industry.
Yes. Basically, yeah.
There's been a lot of people who don't like breastfeeding in public. Like, they will actually go up to a woman who's breastfeeding her child, like, excuse me, do you mind? Put that away.
Ma'am,
Ma'am, do you mind? Put that away.
ma'am, we live in a society, man.
You got your breast out.